Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again. I'm an actor and filmmaker based out of South Florida, and for this video, I'm going to be doing a reaction to the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, yeah, look, full transparency, I've already seen this trailer. I've already seen this trailer like 3 or 4 times, okay? I saw it about once or twice when it first dropped, and at this point, I've seen Project Hail Mary twice, and it appears as one of the trailers right before Project Hail Mary. So, I'll be honest, I've already seen this trailer multiple times. So, why am I going to watch it again? Why am I gonna react to it when my reaction isn't gonna be genuine per se, because I've already seen it time and time again? Honestly, I just want to talk about this. I want to talk about Brand New Day. That's really simply what it comes down to, because I think this is the most excited I've been for a Spider-Man trailer, Spider-Man movie, better said, since probably Spider-Verse. I want to say the animated movie. I'm trying to think what came out last, Spider-Verse or live action Spider-Verse with Tobey and oh my gosh, what's that one called? No Way Home? Because, not gonna lie, those movies were pretty hype. But my point in all this saying, it's been a couple years since we've gotten some Spider-Man. Spider-Man is one of my favorite heroes, and I want to talk about Spider-Man. And it's my channel, so deal with it. I don't care, you know? So, here we go, let's watch the trailer.
I can't believe our first hit MIT! MJ, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
Yeah, you still apart from them.
I can't.
Tears.
I knew it!
Hi, my name is Peter Parker.
The letter.
You don't remember me, but we used
Dude,
to
what
know
is
each
that
other.
outfit that he's wearing?
Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
What the hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van!
Quit your whimpering.
Dude, I love John Byrne though. He's a great actor.
Mother.
Go home!
And sometimes Spider-Man has to do the hard thing, even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart.
Yeah.
What is happening to me?
Oof.
Oh, God. Excuse me, Dr. Banner. I need your help.
What did you say your name was? If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles,
So that voiceover is
it
great
can
to
leave
Keith
the
David.
spider
I didn't know that at
vulnerable
first.
to threats.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see. Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid. And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of
The 3 back-to-back comic cover shots.
rebirth.
Canvas.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're, a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I've seen this trailer 5 times over, so this is about as most of a genuine reaction you're gonna get from me at this point. But like, I still want to talk about this trailer. Again, my channel, you deal with it. Watch it, don't watch it, I don't care. This is a great trailer. I think this is a great trailer. It tells you enough of what the movie is without telling you the whole story. Marvel sometimes they're notorious for spoiling their own movies. I mean, most movies nowadays, they're notorious for that. So I kind of appreciate how they are having that fine line. And yeah, they're definitely going to do the Man Spider thing, but there's also some elements of... I don't remember what this storyline is called, so I'm probably going to correct myself down there right now, but it's called The Others, from like the early 2000s, something like that, and that's where the black eye stuff kind of comes in. Black eye, there's a shot where his eye kind of turns like completely black. Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of love the fact that they're probably going to make him have organic web shooters, because I thought that was... Look, I grew up on Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man I originally grew up with. So him having organic web shooters, you know, was natural to me. I never thought about it like that. I hadn't read the comics. I was like 8. Granted, probably would have been a great time to read comics, but I didn't really get into reading comics until I was like 18. So take that for actually not really like 15. Him having organic web shooters was like one of the coolest things ever. One of my complaints for Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's like, why don't they just give him organic web shooters? Why does he have to make it? That's dumb. If he's a mutant, so to speak, I mean not mutant in like the X-Men type of way, but still like if he's mutated into this like Spider-Man, why does he not have the spider webs coming out? And then I found out, oh wait, that's actually from the comics. Him having organic web shooters, that's actually original to the movies. I'm like, and honestly, I've always been a fan of him having the organic web shooters because, and maybe this is kind of a straw man's argument, but like, why would he be called Spider-Man if not for having the web shooters? Because like, if his abilities are just like to walk on walls, like a spider per se, the Gamos, you know, it's like, if that's because really, because outside of the actual web shooting, what's his powers? Super strength, basically, enhanced senses, and I guess web crawling or wall crawling. I guess however you want to categorize that, but like a lot of other other animals can crawl on walls. You know, like instead of Spider-Man, he could be a lizard man. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, snake man. I guess, you know, or insert animal here, or like what is a billy goat man? You know, like what are those mountain goats like could like hop on like just the thinnest of margins on a ledge across a mountain, like those type of things. Like for me, the reason he's called Spider-Man in part is because of the web shooters, you know? And it would make sense for that to be organic. So I love the fact that they're going to make it now organic web shooters. And look, I understand the arguments as to why he should have mechanical web shooters. It shows he's a lot more craftier and smarter. And like, yes, you could still have the idea of him being Spider-Man with the mechanical web shooters. But it's like, for me, and again, maybe this is because I grew up on Raimi, but like, him having the organic is just so natural to me that him not having organic web shooters still seems weird. Even though it's true to the comics, I would still say it's one of my few complaints. All the other non-Raimi Spider-Man films, straight up. You know, even the animated ones. I mean, I do like how we're going to see a darker version of Peter Parker. I was about to say Tobey Maguire, but no, of Peter Parker, which is basically a follow-up from the previous movie. I don't really think we've seen a truly dark version of Peter Parker in any way, shape, or form. I mean, the closest thing we've gotten to that is one when he was about to kill Green Goblin in the past movie. I guess you could say the Spider-Verse movies to a certain degree, whether it be, I guess, with Peter B. Parker to a certain degree, even with that, you know, and I guess a little bit with even Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with like some of his Green Goblin stuff too. Now that I think about it, but like we haven't really had like a truly depressed Peter Parker, if that makes sense, or truly like just pissed off Peter Parker. Like we've heard inferences of it, like Andrew Garfield coming back in the other movie saying like, yeah, you know, I just stopped pulling my punches. But like, what does that mean? And I guess we'll see a part of that in this movie. What does pulling their punches mean? Is basically what it comes down to. And that'd be very interesting to see. I am curious to know why the Hand is here. That's the Ninja Clan that's right there. Because they're not typically a Spider-Man villain. I think people generally know that. And as far as I know, Daredevil's not supposed to appear in this movie. Not that I'm aware of. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I am wrong then, if that's why they appear. But like, and that's more of a Daredevil thing. Like, I'll be honest, I have not kept up with like the larger MCU stuff. You know, I haven't kept up with the shows. Sue me, right? So maybe there's something in those shows that leads up into this. Go ahead, I don't care. I guess in the larger MCU conversation, I don't feel like I should need to watch shows to watch the movie, or vice versa. I shouldn't like be doing extra homework to like watch these movies again and again and again to like watch a show, a season of a show. But that's neither here nor there. So I am curious as to why they're included here. I guess who is the main villain? Because if the main villain's the Hand, I mean, here's the thing, because we do have Scorpion. I feel like Scorpion is maybe like something that happens momentarily at like maybe the beginning to middle of the movie. I don't think he's gonna be the main villain, is what I'm saying. I highly doubt he'd be the main villain. I feel like he'd be like Shocker, like the character Shocker, whether it be the first Shocker or the second Shocker in the first Spider-Man movie that we had here in this series. Like, he was there for maybe like 2 or 3 scenes. They had a battle and that's it, you know. I feel like that's gonna be a similar situation here with Scorpion. And then we did have the comic book panels where we had like Captain Boomerang and Tarantula, for example. Like, I'm pretty sure that's just gonna be a montage sequence. Straight up, that's gonna be a montage sequence. Or if not, we're just gonna have a very quick extended fight scene with them, similar to how like he beat up the robbers in the bank, and that's about it. Like, it's not gonna be a huge thing. So like, my question is then, who truly is the villain here, and would that really be the Hand? Like, that just seems like such an odd pick for it. Because then you also have the whole thing of rumor has it's gonna be Jean Grey. That's the thing. Rumor has it's gonna be Jean Grey. I don't think it's ever been officially confirmed, but Sadie Sink's character, it's been rumored to be Jean Grey, and she has mind teleportation powers where she like can control people from one person to another. And I'm just thinking, is that typically a power of Jean Grey like that? Like I don't know if that is a power because I thought she would just be connected to her Phoenix Force. So like, are they trying to like expand her powers? Because they did that with America Chavez. They did expand her powers there, so they're willing to do that in general. But that just seems kind of a weird take with her character, in my opinion. If that is Jean Grey, that's on top of the fact, if that is Jean Grey, that will be such a weird take, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, I guess. If that truly is, if Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, and her goal is like, or her power, better said, is that she can possess people from one person to another, then like what's the goal here? Like what's the purpose? I guess that's the one thing I wish I would have seen a bit more. But again, I think it's good that I'm having these questions because that's what a trailer is supposed to do. A good trailer should be making you ask these kind of questions, like to get you more enticed to the movie. I do think that by the end of the movie, he's probably gonna have MJ and Ned remember them or remember each other somehow. I do think that will happen by the end of the movie. Bruce Banner. I've heard this come up a few times, and it is an interesting thought, but I feel like it wouldn't matter either way personally. A lot of people are saying like, oh, Bruce maybe has forgotten about Peter Parker, but like has a Hulk forgotten about Peter Parker. And the biggest logic to that, or reasoning to that I see is because like, oh, when Doctor Strange did the spell to erase everybody's memories, it's very likely that Bruce Banner was Bruce Banner and not the Hulk. When that happened, I'm like, I don't think that should matter. Like, I think, unless I'm misinterpreting everybody else's explanation, I don't think it matters if Bruce Banner was Bruce or Bruce was the Hulk. You know, I don't think that should matter. The spell is, I'm going to have everybody forget who Peter Parker is. I don't think that should matter, left or right, honestly. And that's on top of the fact that they basically share a brain. Quite literally share a brain. And you know, just one of them is a lot more rage field. I guess, going on with Hulk, with Bruce Banner, with Mark Ruffalo, I also do wonder how big of a part he's going to have in this movie, because the main complaint, which I will admit, even on my part, to this a bit, is the fact that the first two movies in the series was really Spider-Man and Iron Man, okay? The third movie of the series was the three Spider-Mans. So like, I guess my question is, can we just have one Spider-Man movie in the MCU that's just Spider-Man? You know, don't have the Hulk there. As much as I like John Bernthal, don't have the Punisher there. Have this be a purely just Spider-Man movie. I guess I'll give a bit more of an excuse to something like Punisher than I would to like Bruce, just because Bruce is like the A-list character here, if that makes sense. But like, still, like I kind of just wish it was just a only Peter Parker story, not Peter Parker and Friends story. Although we did have wasn't there a Spider-Man and Friends like show back in the 60s? You tell me, I don't know. And that's really the one kind of complaint I have to that. I do also wonder, now that I think about it in the greater MCU, does this even matter anymore? I was going to say, I wonder what the end credit scene for this movie is going to be, and if it's going to set up for Doomsday. But given the fact that none of the end credit scenes post-season, phase 3, phase 4, whatever, are really relevant to the larger story, who cares, you know? I guess that's what it comes down. Who cares? That being said, overall, I am very excited for this movie. I can't wait to watch it. It comes out July 31st. And that's really it. You know, what are your thoughts on the trailer? You know, comment all that down below. You know, is there something that I missed in the trailer that, you know, I point that out to me? Comment all that down below. Let me know. And yeah, again, I'm just very excited for this trailer. I am very curious about certain aspects of it. But again, this is what a trailer is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you curious about certain aspects of the movie. So that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.